So the reason we knew those leopard tracks must have been quite fresh, the ones we've just stopped following now, is because they were on top of all the hippo tracks. So the hippos would have come back from their nightly foraging early this morning. So it means that puts that leopard in the last sort of couple of hours that he would have walked past this area. After that, hippos were already home. There's a little pied kingfisher as well on that torchwood tree right next to us. Having a look for his breakfast. Cool. So we've got two different types of kingfishers around here at the moment. Quite interesting that they have completely different feeding strategies. So pied kingfisher is very much a pescivore, fish eater, although he will eat frogs and aquatic insects. Whether a woodland kingfisher is far much more of an insectivore. So even though they're related, and a lot of kingfishers out here don't eat fish at all. We probably have more insectivorous kingfishers than we have pescivorian kingfishers. Who's on the back? So guys, please remember your questions to hashtag Safari Live or questions at WildEarth.tv. Bob would like to know whether I've seen any of the prides of lions that possibly occur in Juman. The majority which I haven't, Bob, but there is one pride called the Styx pride, which do come out there that I used to see from time to time when I worked in the southern Sabi Sands. And although I'm quite sure that was a long time ago, none of those actual individuals are still alive. It'll be their offspring. So sort of familiar with the Styx pride. Not 100% sure of their makeup at the moment. Oh. The mackerel doves flying over. Oh, and the old buffalo bull decided to stretch his legs a bit. See, what he's doing, he's actually seen something and he's not quite sure what it is. We can't really see it well from here, but it's there's some water buck that he's sort of giving the evil eye to at the moment. I always say when you look at a buffalo bull, he always looks at you like you owe him money. So I've got a question for all you guys out there. Who can tell me how long a hippo can hold its breath for? And remember, your answers to questions at WildEarth.tv or on Twitter, hashtag Safari Live. So I copied 2 out of 5. Here you go again. Good morning, Lloyd from Buffalo, New York. Lloyd would like to know what is the makeup of the hippos in the dam, ratios of males to females. So yeah, there will only be one dominant male in such a small dam, and the rest will be females and sub-adults. The only males he will tolerate close to him are sub-adult males. As soon as they get a bit older, he will chase them away from this little dam, and that's why you often find single hippo, especially in smaller dams that can't have a lot of females in it, and those are your sort of teenagers that have been chased away from the main raft, and they will only start once they've grown a bit bigger, and that they'll come back to these places where there are a lot of females to challenge the dominant male of the raft for sort of breeding rights and his spot at the top. Quite a nice photo. Sorry guys if you hear the clicks in the background, it's me on my camera. Another interesting thing about the hippopotami is that they're actually... Sorry guys, there are a lot of you guys who got it right, but we're just going to mention the first two for now. Another thing about the hippos is that a very interesting thing is that they can't actually swim. They run along the bottom over the deep areas, and the younger individuals will actually sort of hitchhike on their mom's back, so they can stay in an area where they have access to oxygen. Scott, there? You got anything your side? Okay, cool. I'll link back to you in a minute. Okay guys, we've got some news from Scott. He's busy tracking some cats on the other side of the reserve, so we're going to link back to him while he's in the tracking process, and hopefully he can find them for you. We've been a bit unlucky in the east, so maybe it's the west side today.
I have a question for you.
No problem.
Is it possible to tell from looking here which hippo is the male? If I had to guess, I'll say that big one out the water on the left, but is there any way to actually...
I haven't looked quite closely at his, but if you look at the size of the male's head, it's the male's head is much bigger. I can't really see. I would actually say probably on the right, far right. Let me just have a quick look through that. Yeah. So the one in the main group on the far right looks like a decent sized male. There you go. The one just off to the right by himself. Okay.
This guy was one further right.
In the middle. Okay. So guys, we're going to send you off to Scott now. Hopefully you can find those cats in the west.
Back, as you can see, I'm out the vehicle. I've just walked down this road to see if we could see any more lion tracks. We found tracks of what look like two big male lion just behind us, heading in a southerly direction. And we did drive along this road in a northerly direction until we found the tracks. So when that happens, it means you've kind of already checked the area where the tracks are heading towards. But obviously they could have veered off to the left or the right of the road at any stage. Now, we've established that they haven't come this far, so about 100 meters further back is where we had their last tracks. So we'll head back there and continue working this area. It's a bit of a tricky area to work for tracks because there aren't very many roads. So you get some areas where the road network is quite dense, and for tracking purposes it makes it a lot easier because the roads are the best places to check for tracks. So if the tracks do veer off into a block, you can loop around and check one of the other roads to see if they've come out. Whereas here, this is a very big block to our left, and to our right, our boundary is quite close. So, not the ideal area, but the good news is that we have got lion tracks. So, a much greater chance of actually finding something when you do have their tracks to follow.